Have you ever wondered what would happen if the clock and speaker Titan switched places in the Skibidi Multiverse story? This means that everywhere we saw the clock Titan, he's going to be replaced by the speaker, and the other way around. How do you think they'll be able to fare up against the threats they faced? Which decisions would they make differently? And in general, how would it change the entire story? So, without any further ado, let's get right into it. The speaker Titan was the first Titan, alongside the camera that we first saw in the series. But since in this scenario, his place has been taken over by the clock Titan, the first two Titans we would see would be the camera and base clock. Since it's the clock Titan we are talking about, the threats the scientist would bring would be even more massive, with more Astros to be able to get a hold of the camera Titan. So, while in the battle, since the clock Titan is at base, the Astros would be enough to distract him, so the Skibitas would infect the camera Titan. Despite the fact that the clock Titan was there, the Skibitas still managed to infect the camera Titan, and that's where their troubles began. The camera Titan retreats alongside the Skibidis, and the clock Titan starts tracking him down. Meanwhile, at the clock base, the scientist decides to exploit this opportunity and sends a full wave of toilets to the base. So, the clocks had to call on the speaker Titan to save them. The speaker Titan comes in, uses his blasters and knives to take down the toilets and mutants, but the scientist is not backing out yet. He sends in more. And this time, since the clock Titan is still looking for the camera Titan, he doesn't bring out the magnet mutant yet. He comes alongside the infected camera. Here's where it starts getting wicked. The speaker Titan is left to clear the base while he waits for the clock Titan to return because the Alliance would have sent a message that the infected camera had been spotted. But the force of the infected camera was too much for the speaker Titan to handle, so he was put down by the infected camera. And you know what's next? Sadly, he'll also get infected. Remember that the only reason they didn't infect the clock was because of his hard shell. So yeah, two Titans are now under their control. The Alliance needs to get them back. So, the clock Titan comes back and is informed about the news. He feels like he let down his friends and vows revenge. The Alliance needed extra hands, so the drill race joins in the Alliance, and the drill Titan is introduced to join in the rescue mission. In order to get the location, toilets are tortured, information is extracted, and the Alliance plans the rescue mission. They move on to the said location. Just as it was predicted, the base was crawling with mutants. They have to clear the base to get their friends out, so the agents get to work. The infected camera and speaker are spotted, but they are quite stubborn. The drill Titan and the agents focus on the camera Titan, while the clock Titan attacks the speaker. With a lot of effort, they are able to uninfect both of them. The camera Titan is not that battered up, but the speaker Titan was pretty roughed up by the clock Titan because he was the most stubborn, so he couldn't fight. So, he's taken back to base for upgrades. The camera Titan feels guilty because he let his guard down. Now his friend is injured. So, for the next episodes, he takes it out on the toilets, squashing them beyond recognition. They continue to clear bases until a particular base. You could tell that all the battles are taking a toll on them. So, when they got the message that it was a trap, both the clock and camera had to retreat out of the battlefield. But the drill still wanted to fight. Then, the scientist brought out his ultimate weapon, intense sound waves, but it only made him even angrier. Still, the chief drill had to tell him to retreat, as it's not worth it. So, he drills out of the battlefield. With this, the Titans would have been brutally injured due to intense battles. So, they'll all go for repairs, get a new pair of guns, and get bodywork. The clock Titan even got upgraded tanks to accommodate more energy reserves. With this improvement, the agents were the ones holding off while the Titans were getting upgrades. Now, they were able to help when the clown mutant was about to eat up the agents. The camera Titan swoops in and uses his new machine guns to blast bullets, destroying the mutant. But he still has beef with the scientist for what he did to him. So, they get the information that the scientist was spotted at a particular location. They all move to that location, only to meet the scientist who has brought in friends. Both the magnet mutant and Pennywise were there. The battle begins. The camera Titan attacks headfirst at the scientist, and the drill goes at Pennywise and Magnet. For Clock, now that he has gotten more energy reserves, he's able to stop the magnet mutant in time. Using his hypnotic abilities, he forces the magnet mutant to use his powers on himself, removing his essential parts and immobilizing him. While the others battle, the drill is able to destroy Pennywise by drilling him into the ground, giving them the victory. The camera is able to blast the scientist with a fatal shot that shakes the atmosphere. The scientist realizes that his other friends have been taken care of. He has to retreat. So before they surround him, he manages to retreat out of the battlefield, leaving them the kamikazes. But luckily for them, the camera Titan has a secret weapon to save them from this, his shield. battlefield. When the smoke clears, the Titans come out unfazed. But they'll quickly go back to base because the Skibidis have taken over the clock base. When they all get there, they are able to clear the base because of their numbers, and the SCP toilets don't even stand a chance. As they are outnumbered, they are crushed, and the base is saved. Meanwhile, the disgraced scientist goes back to base and is met with the news of Alpha. Both of them form an alliance to take down the Titans. Since the Drill Titan would not be in his prime form, he won't catch Alpha's eyes. Instead, the plan would be to infiltrate the base. Because of the series of events, none of the Titans were able to get major upgrades, but with their numbers, maybe they would stand a chance. The scientist storms the clock base with toilets in a full-scale invasion. The alarm is sounded, and all the Titans assemble just outside the base to protect it. Then, the scientist starts the attack, blasting lasers at them. The battle rages on. The TV Titan finally comes in to help, as he's done with his secret mission. Now that the TV Titan is among them, it won't take long before they'll defeat the scientist. So, Alpha comes to his aid by summoning the Counter Titan. The Alliance is stunned. How are they going to defeat a beast like this? But they have to protect the base at all costs. The Counter Titan pounces on them, and since both the TV and clock are present, the Counter copies their weapons, including the Clock Titan's time gun. Damn. Would this mean instant defeat? The Counter is able to subdue the Titans. As he's about to finish them off, there's a loud guitar sound that blasts the Counter Titan across the battlefield. It's the upgraded Rockstar Speaker Titan in his prime. This time, all his stats are improved. A bigger guitar for stronger sound waves, an energy sword, a more durable body, and high energy reserves. He's able to save the other Titans from being destroyed. With his energy sword, combined with the sound waves to weaken the Counter's body, he's able to tear the Counter Titan to shreds. With these improved sound waves, the Speaker Titan becomes the strongest in the entire Alliance. But by now, they would have gotten the horrible news that the Skibidis are building a fortress. Since there's not much time for large-scale upgrades, the Clock Titan would not be able to reach his prime form like in the original. So, he'll have to fall back and stay to get the upgrades, while the rest of the Titans move on to battle against the G-Man apocalypse. The Skibidis would identify the main threat as the upgraded Speaker Titan, as he's the strongest among them. So, the attacks would be focused on the Speaker Titan to stall. Threats such as 02 and 01 would be mobilized. Together, they would attack the Titans in waves. We all know how the 02 is very reactive to sound waves, so yeah, that's GG for him. As for the 01, the combined efforts of the Titans would definitely be able to put him down. But ultimately, since the Clock Titan is not among the Titans, it would take time to take down these threats. Enough time for the G-Man apocalypse to be unleashed. Here's where things start getting wicked. The Titans, without any strategy, go in head-on with the G-Man apocalypse. And without any restraint, G-Man casually drops a nuke on them. It clears the entire battlefield with a massive explosion. The Pencil Woman is shocked to see this. But just as she thought all hope is lost, we hear a loud clock chime. The upgraded Clock Titan is finally here. With his immense energy reserves and super abilities, he's able to literally turn back time for the Titans, putting their bodies back together and thereby saving them. I guess from here onwards, everything would pretty much happen like in the original, but the Alliance would have two very powerful Titans. Both the Speaker and Clock Titan would be more upgraded, but despite all the upgrades, I don't see how they're standing up against the Sinister. So yeah, the Alliance is pretty much still cooked either way. However, check out this video to see what would happen if the camera and Speaker Titans switched places in the Skibidi Multiverse story. Unique Clockman out!